Okay, hopefully that is working. Managed to give myself a small heart attack as usual. A couple of minutes before the stream, I managed to close the wrong window and managed to cut myself off. So I'm hoping now that people are going to be able to join in. It's never uneventful for me. I always manage to mess up in some eventful way, and yeah, just managed to close the window and completely lose what I had typed. But it looks like people are coming in. Evening, Danny. How you doing? Can you give me a shout out if my volume's okay? Can you hear me? Can you see okay? Usual sort of check in. Good, that's brilliant. Glad to hear it. Danny, living the dream. Wow, you have had a good week. You've been living the dream. Been up to much? Have you been doing anything you want to share? Or is this all secret squirrel stuff, you know? Wow, okay, yeah, that does sound like a good day. Finished work at 2 and have been at a water park with the little one. Oh, sounds really nice. Can you mention which water park you've been to? Or rather not? It's absolutely melting here. I'm going to struggle today. It's one of those days when it's absolutely boiling. It's our third heat wave in a row, and wow, yeah, I'm feeling it now. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. That's nice. My week's been good, Danny. Thank you for asking. I will mention it a little bit later on because not many people in here at the moment, so I'll wait until hopefully a couple more will come in, so I'm not repeating myself. But yeah, no, it's been quite a nice week. Apart from the weather, it's been a fellow Welshman. We're not built for this this sunny thing in the sky. It is very warm. That's a slight understatement at the moment. I keep I've got a thermometer in my kitchen, and this is the coolest room in the house. And my kitchen currently is 31 degrees, so I'm slightly melting. And yeah, slightly soggy. uh, I have to apologize to my wife. Sorry for being a spec in the heat. I'm 100% with you there, Danny. Uh, yeah, we were not built for this weather. Oh my god, it is. It has to end at some point. I keep telling myself that, and I'm hoping I'm not lying to myself. Because at the moment it feels never ending. I like the use of the word smeg, though. That was, yeah, that was a good touch, Danny. I was, I was going to say, it says on the news that we should keep an eye out for our infirm and vulnerable neighbors, etc. So I'm going to take this moment to reach out and make sure all our English neighbors are doing good. Oh, I'm going to lose viewers for that. I couldn't help myself. Everybody's probably watching the football. I'm probably not going to have that many viewers today. Oh dear. Yeah, I'll give people 10 minutes to get in here, and then I'll probably start this. But yeah. So, oh jeez, what did I just chuck him? I just chucked him there. So these are the things I've been kind of working on. It'll be Monday's video. A little demonic imp. And the lesser demon from Frostgrave. So yeah, kind of nice, kind of cute. Think of taking a trip to Italy. Oh, to get a second-hand aircon unit to fit myself. Yeah. Are you checking in on me now, Daddy? Because I was on about the infirm. I'm not quite at that age yet, although maybe I am. Maybe people should be checking on me. I feel delirious in this heat, which doesn't help. People think I'm bloody lost it. But yeah, I was wondering what binaural is, but it sounded cool, so I wasn't going to question it. I'm very vulnerable. Oh dear. Yeah, so okay, what I was going to say is, yeah, what I've done this week, it's been my birthday, so I have plenty of things to show and see what you guys think about the stuff that I've managed to get. So yeah, I'm even older now than I was last time we spoke. So at this point, I'm kind of living by by the ages that I go through. I'm now into my sort of my modern man's phase, maybe. So I've just got out of my renaissance. Last time me and my wife went to Italy, I noted that if I took the van, it would be cheaper to have a week there and bring back an aircon than having a new one here. Wow. Okay, that is wow. Oh yeah. Never been to Italy. Heard good things. My brother's been to Italy, so he likes it there. But yeah, I've never actually been to Italy. So how have you been finding Discord, Danny? You liking it? The Discord that we set up? Anything that you want to, throw out there and tell me off for not doing, or suggestions, etc.? I'm always open. Like I said, it's a very new thing for me, so I'm not really that down with the kids. So yeah, okay, well, giving everybody a little bit of time to get in here. So let's show you a bit of what I got for my birthday then, shall we? So let's have a little looky what we got. So I got, because I like the Deaf Fields cannon fodder male miniatures from War Games Atlantic, my family bought me the females. From what I've seen so far, they seem like fairly nice models. I've started painting one up. And yeah, very much of a muchness, really, similar to the males. You know, I like the way that they are quite clean. You know, there's not an awful lot of detail on them. I won't say too much because this will probably be in a review coming up at some point. But yeah, really like nice kit. Really enjoy playing around with these guys. Girls in this case. So also, going to be the light reflecting off this now. So the Rangers of Shad's Deep Cultist Leader. So this I got from most of our stuff. Actually, we got from what's it called? Firestorm Games. See, the heat is melting my brains. So that is that dude. Obviously, you're not going to see him great because he's shiny metal, but yeah, I really like that sculpt. I think he's really cool. Oh, well, funny you should ask that, Danny. It's from this little-known game. I'm pretty new to it. I don't really know the rules that well, but it's called Rangers of Shadow. It's strange, but you know, yeah, maybe I'll catch on. Just a little game that you're a troll, Danny. You're a troll. Then we had some heavy infantry champions from Oathmark, and these are really nice looking things. Yeah. They look really cool. Don't know how much detail you can see because obviously very shiny, but they look really cool. Gonna enjoy painting those up actually. Lots of detail. They're wearing those jackets like with the like steel plates on them, like a reinforced jacket or something with chainmail and what have you. The only thing is, I have to bend the swords a bit back because the swords are very wonky. Second edition for Oathmark. I never played the game, but yeah, I'm not a rank and flank guy. I know, I know of the game. Obviously, it's written by someone who he wrote something else. What was it now? Oh yeah, sure, it's Rangers of Shadow Deep, wasn't it? But yeah, I like the miniatures. Really nice. Yeah, yeah, it used to be that they always have pack 1 as the males and pack 2 as the females. It's almost like females are less important or something because they're given a lower numerical or a higher numerical value, whichever way around you want to look at it. So yeah, Frostgrave's Witch and Apprentice 2. So I think this is quite a new one actually. I hadn't seen it before when I picked it up. So yeah, again, very shiny. Hello, Yamook. How you doing? So I'm glad you could make it. It's rather quiet here today. I think the football's got people watching. So, yep, that's the Witch and Apprentice 2 for Frostgrave. Do like the Frostgrave models. They're really kind of cool. I was just saying, Yamook, that it was my birthday this week, so I'm showing what my family had bought me. So you haven't missed anything really. Next is the Formatage and Apprentice 2. Again, Frostgrave. Looks kind of good from what I can see. It's very hard, like I said, very shiny, very hard to see the details on her, but yeah. Thank you, Yamuk. Yes. I don't think it's congratulations. It's wow, you've made it this this far when you get to my age, Yamuk. But yeah, thank you. An old man. But I like this one. Got a little like witch's hat and everything. Very cool. So yeah, that's them ones. My cat is jumping around on the behind my computer, and I'm just waiting for her to turn the computer off, like she did with one of our live streams with one of the podcasts with Crafty. I swear, the devil thought she was too naughty, so he sent him to me. That cat is all right. It's a Barbarian Wizard and Apprentice. So that's the wizard. That's it. Can't really see a lot because it's very shiny, but looks like a nice sculpt. And then the apprentice got a little wand or a smacking stick. But yeah. And I think I got one more thing. Oh, two more things, I think. And then we'll get to what my brother got me, because my brother, for some reason, keeps buying me stuff. I'm not quite sure why he's doing it. I'm not complaining, but he keeps buying me things, and I'm not sure half the time what he's got me. So this is my first Victrix kit. Never bought a Victrix kit before. I suppose technically I haven't this time because my wife bought me it, but it's the Scots and Picked Warriors, which, yeah, I like the look of them, so I put it down as a possible for my wife to get me, and that's what she ended up getting me. So that's there's actual instructions to put these guys together, which is really cool. Look at what they could look like. Really nice looking. Like I said, first Victrix kit I've ever had, so quite interested to see what I think of them when I get them actually done. And of course, there'll be a video. That's pretty much what I do now. Is everything that I get for my birthday is stuff I can put on my channel in some way. So yeah. And then from a eBay company, so the Fat Dwarf, I've got some wound counters, which are really cool looking ones actually. Magnetic box and everything, and yeah, nice and clear. Never had wound trackers before actually. I usually just, use a dice or whatever, but yeah, it's cool. That was much more clicky than this one. I don't know what's happened. Have I broken it? I've broken it already. Well done, Lee. Just said my real name. But yeah, it'll work. Here you go. So yeah, really like those. Really cool. So you've been up to much, Yamuk? Sounds like Danny has had a very good day. You've been out with the kids, splashing around in water. Myself, I've been splashing around in my own sweat. Yeah. I'm not that worried about that. A bit of glue, like you say. We're hobby people. We got plenty of glue lying around. So before I go on to what my brother got me, because he's just bloody got me loads. It was rainy here. Now heat is coming here. Right. Well, yeah. Like I said, this is our third heat wave in a row, and I'm just sick of it now. I'm already ready for autumn. They could keep this rain now, this sun now. It's waiting for the partial eclipse to happen in August, just so we can have a bit of relief from the sun. Yeah, it's it's a lot. The heat is a lot. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. Well, I was certainly, debating whether I was sick of it after the second hour, but by the third hour, I knew I was sick of the heat. Yeah. How hot is it with you in Finland then? You say the heat is coming. How hot is it? Hot is it going to get with you? Sauna not included. Yeah. Well, at the moment, we don't need saunas in Wales. I just feel like I'm in one constantly. I'm sitting in a puddle of my own sweat. It looks like I've wet myself. Although the amount of water I have to drink to keep hydrated, there is a possibility of that. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I'll show you some of the things that I've been painting. May as well. So these are part of that picked group, Scots. So there's him. Need to weather up the axe a bit more. It looks a bit too gold at the moment. I want it to look a bit more bronze than gold. 25 degrees Celsius. Yeah. Like I said, I'm in the coolest room in our house, the kitchen, and it's 30 degrees in here at the moment. So, yeah, just too hot for me. My old Welsh blood does not like the heat. Yeah. So these are those Picts and Scots. Wait. They will be in a video at some point, but another YouTuber I watch actually just recently put up a video of him showing off his Picts and Scots. So I was thinking, like, yeah, I might hold off a little bit, so I'm not putting mine out at the same time as his. Seems a little bit, I don't know, rude maybe. Spearman. See, if I was a bit braver, I would have done tartan on their skirts, but I'm not that brave. It was hotter earlier. Yeah, that's the trouble. It's 30 degrees here, and it's like 7:30 at night. It doesn't feel like it gets much cooler in my house because it's an old mining town house, so it's like got very thick walls to keep the heat in. But unfortunately, at the moment, that's the opposite to what I want. I want the heat to go as quick as it can. So these are some more of the Delac. These were the ones that I didn't mess up with the frosting. Yeah, we used to be a temperate country. Thank God we got geniuses like Trump telling us that there's no global warming, because imagine if it was real. Wow. So there's more of the Delac. So I actually got through the box of the GW Delac, which is quite a thing for me because I do not usually don't usually make GW stuff. A bit expensive for my blood. But yeah, I enjoy painting them. They're nice looking miniatures. And, the scale-wise, they are a bit giant, but they're not. If I get him back, he's tall, but he's not super. I suppose he is. He's a 7-footer, isn't he? It's like me standing next to Crafty, that is. Wow, yeah. Thank you, Yamuk. The Delac are fun. They're fun. They are fun. I'm, they're GW, but I did enjoy them. But when I spend as much as GW prices, I don't want to kick bash them because let's make them as they are. They're museum pieces now. I'm not going to touch those buggers. that's too rich for my blood. Drink of water, blinking it. Just missed my mouth. Well, that's one way of cooling it off. So also, so we go over to what my brother bought me. Now, my brother bought me a ridiculous amount of stuff. I'm not sure what he's up to, whether he wants to be written into my will or what, but yeah, he bought me a ridiculous amount of miniatures. So they're all 3D printed. I'm not 100% sure who they are, what company they are. Some of them have got actually who the files are from, so I will mention those where I can. But obviously, being from my brother, I can't really ask him who printed them for us. But he's kind of cool. Yeah, 28 to 32 millimeter. I don't worry too much, There are tall and short people in the world. Just setting up for the Eve's models. Setting up for the Eve's models. Thinking black undercoat and work up today. Picture in Discord. Okay, I will have a look. Let me just have a little sneaky peek. Oh, they're cool. Who makes them? They look like those TT Combat ones, are they? Sorry, no one else can see that, but yep. On Discord, yeah, they look nice. So yeah, there's that dude. And then I'm assuming must be the same dude or very similar dude. He's wearing the same armor. They're kind of cool. Hello, ice cream kids. How are you doing? Remember to get your dad to get you some ice cream. Then this one. As I said, there's no identifying marks on the bottom, so I don't know who printed them up, but they're really nice. I'm assuming they kind of look like the Dragon Trapper's Lodge. I was thinking she was human, but then I just noticed her legs bend backwards rather awkwardly, rather animal-like. So I don't think maybe she is human. She's got pointy ears. That might be a little bit of a giveaway too. And some sort of, I don't know, like warrior priestess or something maybe. Would work very well in something like Trench Crusade or something. Kind of cool. Like that sculpt. And then... yeah, she does look like it. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I can see that. Some sort of take on that. Although she's got a skull on her belly, so I don't know. Just this with a skull on her might be very sort of 40k-ish. An elf with a horned helmet. Kind of cool looking. All-seeing eye sculpted into the back of her shield. That's nice. I haven't really had a good look at them, so it's you and me looking at it all at the same time. And then this one's got. I gave it a prime earlier. One of my cats must have rubbed up against it because it's got hair everywhere stuck to it. So yeah, that's fun. That's going to be fun to clean up. So now this guy with the hood, and the armor and all, that might be good for a game by Joseph A. McCulloch. I forget the name of it now. Danny will probably know. But yeah, again, have to warm the sword up a bit, maybe get it to go straight because it's very scimitar-ish at the moment. So yeah, but nice looking miniature. They were all nice. That's what I think. I wish I knew who printed them up and whose files they were, because I would plug them, but I don't know. I feel a bit rude asking my brother, where do you get them from, and who prints them? And it seems like a bit of a rude thing to ask for about a present. Yeah, the cats are rubbed up against all of these. Try and get some of these hairs off. But they're really nice miniatures. Another elf, little bit anime, the face on that one, which is either a plus or a minus depending on whether or not you like anime stuff. Break a few of these supports while I'm here. This one's got a big hair from the cat and it's going across his face, so it looks like he's got a big curly moustache. There you go. So, huge two-handed sword. Looks a little bit like Elric. Stormbringer. Oh, cool. No, I don't. The light I'm using at the moment is my magnifying light that I look through to do my painting. So yeah, that's why it might be a little bit too blown out. But hey, I spend my money on miniatures. No, I do try and spend a bit on the production side of stuff, but I'm not great with that sort of stuff. Not like Goblin. Like he's very good at that sort of production side. Me, not so much. He looks kind of Count Dracula-ish. Sort of Bram Stoker Dracula looking. I might paint him up like that, actually. Looks kind of cool. Is it better if I turn my light off, maybe? You know what? I think it is, actually. There you go. Just knock my light off. Much better. Thank you. Yeah, see, I So this one, it looks like it had a two-part sword, but I don't know what I've done with the other part of the sword. So, oh, hang on, is this the piece for it? I might have found the other part to her sword. So it looks to me like maybe like that, maybe. Different color, obviously, because I didn't prime that piece, but yeah, big sword over the shoulder. But she looks kind of cool too. Yeah, photography and filmography is not something I'm particularly great at, so it happens that I'll quickly show you those ones again, just so that you can see them in better light. There you go. Those are the two that got the same armor on. You might actually be able to see it now. See, to me, looking at them, it's really dark in here now, but obviously my camera's picking up a lot more light than naturally I am seeing. So that's good. At least you guys can see it. There you go. That was that Lady Justice looking one that we were on about. Really cool looking miniature. So yeah, nice looking miniatures. Really enjoy them. Gonna have some fun painting them up. And this is the one I said look kind of Rangers of Shadow Deep-esque. So Ranger. Some nice stuff. Are we ready for the second box? I said, I think he wants to be written into my will or something because the amount of stuff he got me. All right, this is definitely from the Dragon Trappers Lodge. Okay, so they're a 3D sculpting company, I know. I don't know who printed them up for them. Maybe my mini factory, maybe got them from. I wouldn't be surprised. It's cool looking. Looks like the zombie people or the dead from, what's it called? Skyrim. The Draugr, is it? I like him. Kind of like his sort of shambling stance too. It's nice. And okay, so some sort of like lumberjack, maybe. Brawny looking dude. Yeah. If I bring in a 28mm. So yeah, quite a big dude. But again, haven't got a problem with that. That's the thing, because of the heat. I don't know how much painting I'm going to do today and how much is just going to be me showing you stuff because everything's just drying on my palette. Some sort of weird chaos rat, maybe? Plague rat? There's a game that uses a lot of giant rats. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm sure Danny will remember. So that could be a character rat for that game. Yeah, I go to the spraying and it's too warm, so dead end. Yeah, I know, it's terrible. This heat, it messes everything up for us. Terrible, innit? We're asking for the rain to come back. Some sort of. All right, this one might not be a Dragon's Trapper because he hasn't got the thing on it, but he's a cool looking little goblin. I do like my orcs and goblins, so might be a fun little miniature to paint. Yeah. Okay. Some sort of elf. Book reader. Darn you elves, just reading all your books. Yeah, it's nice looking mini. And that one is a Dragon Trappers Lodge, so. What's next? Who knows? Like either a were rat or like a Skaven-y looking thing. Quite beefy looking. If it's a Skaven, he's quite big, quite chunky. So I'm assuming maybe he's like a were rat that can use weapons. Maybe. Again, Dragon's Trapper Lodge. I like him actually. Really nice. Might be one that I'll paint up quite soon. I have had a couple of pet rats, so I do have a slight sloth. I said it's hot. Soft spot for pet rats. Not wild ones so much. Okay, some sort of elf. I don't like the hair. I don't like that sort of almost animated look, with that weird like curl. But she's got hand crossbow. Yeah, otherwise I quite like the pose and how she looks. Just not so keen on that weird little curly Q that's falling down in front of her face. And what have we got here? Okay, yeah, this one. I remember looking at this one. To me, it looks a bit like Lord Farquhar. So yeah, a Lord Farquhar maybe. But yeah, it's the hair. I think it makes him look very sort of Lord Farquhar type. And we've got more. Oh, got about 3 more. Hello, Goblin. How you doing? Oh, someone was that you, Goblin? Oh. My viewer count is dropping and then jumping and dropping and jumping. So I don't know if there's a problem with someone's connection. I'm not sure. So I'm assuming maybe an elf, but I can't actually see any ears. So I'm not sure, but nice sculpt. I like this one. You're going to get one, are you, Danny? I've seen loads of them around. Online, I've been seeing the bin face everywhere. Okay, Goblin. I don't even know. He looks like a fighter from Street Fighter, doesn't he, a bit? But yeah, he's got a big boar on his head and yeah, big dude. Looks like Maui, is it, from Moana? Yeah, kind of cool. Kind of like him. Dusty Bin. Well, yeah. Wow. Showing your age there. Dusty Bin, wow. Poor Yamook wouldn't know who Dusty Bin is. This guy's kind of Assassin's Creed looking, maybe. Really cool. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, I do like that they've relaunched their sort of a resynced, they called it, version of Black Sails. Is that Black Flag? I love that game. Just a little bit. I don't think I would pay as much as they're asking for it at the moment, but when it goes down, I might think about buying that game again. I love the original. But yeah. So yeah, those were the miniatures my brother bought me for my birthday. So I've got plenty of stuff to paint now. Just time is the problem, and not getting melted by the sun. I might have to resort to getting my wet palette back out to paint because that damned hot weather. But I'm a stubborn guy, so I'm trying my damnedest to fight the need to get my wet palette back out. So thank you, Goblin. Yeah, see, he was Welsh, old Edward Kenway, I think his name was. Yeah. Yeah, Black Sails was probably my favorite of the Assassin's Creed games. I loved that. I loved the boat combat. I loved, and then you just mixed in with the usual gameplay that we all know, and it's like, yeah, why hadn't they made it before, really? I think from what I've seen, the remake of it though is they completely removed all the sort of futuristic references, and the fact that he's hooked up to a machine. They just made it straight out. It's just about him running around, in Havana and the Caribbean, which is kind of cool because I really didn't like the bits where it's set in the future. I didn't like that bit that so much. Happy he actually sells them himself as well. Does he? I assume you're about Bin Head or whatever his name is. Okay, cool. Same boy who played John Constantine in the TV show. Okay, really? Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, I wasn't keen. I wasn't keen on the archive storyline. I always find they are my least liked parts of each of the games that they're in. I know, and I don't make the game, so it's not up to me. But the studios that make them, I just like, yeah. If they miss those bits out, I'd be quite happy. But yeah. So one thing I was gonna float past you guys, seeing that you're all you're in my Discord, was I was thinking about maybe putting up like a friendly challenge that we can put up each month for us to do. So like I don't know, paint a miniature using these colors, or something like that, or make a small, I don't know, diorama or something like that. It could be different each month, and you can take part if you want to, and I could show like the results at the end, on my main channel, well, on this channel. What do you guys think of that? Would you want to be involved, or is that something you're not that interested in? And I could run it through the Discord, like, so that people could sort of update us on what they're doing and all, and at the end of the month, we could show the finished results and what have you. Like a book club without books. Well, that's an interesting description. A book club without books. So a club then, kind of, really, Danny. But yeah, I think it might be quite fun. We could say like one month, paint up a monster. We could be quite vague about it to keep it open to everyone to, find whatever miniature or model they want to paint, Is that not the best book club? What, a book club without books? Yeah, okay. Okay, it sounds quite positive. You guys seem to think it is a good idea. I thought it was a good idea, but I often think things are good ideas, and then my wife says, that's a stupid idea, and I'm, sorry, mate, sorry. But no, yeah, okay. I'll have to. I'll plan something. I'll think of a topic, and we will do a little, thing. I've completely lost what I was gonna say there. I could set it up and all on the Discord. Excuse my hand going in the way. I'm just making sure nothing was popping up on my computer, as it has a tendency to do. I've got some book photos. A painting club. There, that sounds. Yeah, a painting club. That sounds like a good way. A hobby club, a modeling club, whatever, something that way. May need to have a book cover as a background for the picture. Yeah, I don't know. It was a vague idea that I'd had. I haven't really given it a lot of thought, but I will give it some thought now that I seem to have some interest in the idea. So yeah, and maybe we'll kind of thing like people doing updates like and can put it up on the Discord would be quite fun. You know, show what you've done this week or whatever. Towards it. Count Bin Face will always win. Okay, Danny. Are we getting political now, Danny? Just you know. See this? This is a wet palette. I never use a wet palette, but is that hot that I have to use a wet palette? And I'm looking at these miniatures and I'm thinking, oh, it's too hot to paint. But I think it's going to get rather boring. Me just waving my hands around in front of the camera for the whole stream if I don't get some paint on something. Well, Goblin, we were talking about this. You can get models of Bin Face, so maybe he is into models. My cat freaking out for some reason. That gave me a heart attack. Maybe jump a mile. What colour am I looking for? Put everything into a box when I come into here, but you can guarantee I would have missed the paints that I want to use on this model. That's not the one. This isn't my usual working station. I usually work in the sitting room. So I have to bring all my stuff in here when I want to do a paint live stream. Ali G! Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, Yamuk. Okay. Politically, okay, let's try and keep it sort of careful because like some people might get offended by political views. But the basic thing of it, Yamuk, is we have an MP called Nigel Farage, and he's been investigated for fraud. He's been taking money, etc. So in order to try and dodge the investigation that's going on, he stepped down and called for a by-election, thinking that this would somehow stop the investigation into him. And he says, like, now it's going to be him versus the establishment, to see whether he gets back in. And if he gets back in, that means that the people want him there and he's beaten the establishment. Now, the only trouble is all of the major parties have just turned around and said, no, we're not getting involved. We don't want to be involved in this because there's going to be another election in the future. So why would we get involved in this by-election, which he's called early? So one of the people who've stepped into that gap is said bin man, bin face, Count Bin Face. And he is kind of running as opposition to Nigel Farage to try and get his seat. And there are going to be independents that are obviously going to run against Farage as well. So who knows what's going to happen, whether Farage will get his seat back or not. Because I think the tide is slightly turning on Farage now, whether you support him or not. So that's kind of the quick rundown of what's happening with Count Bin Face and Nigel Farage. yeah. His policies are quite good. He promises that he will make at least one house. He will move the dryer in one of the pubs in Oxbridge or something because he was thinking that it was right between the sink and the urinal, which is a strange place to put it. But it's a strange thing to be thinking as your party's thing. Yeah, and and he'll nationalise Adele. Yeah, we have the Monster Raving Loony Party, which actually was my brother's first vote when he was younger, was for the Monster Raving Loony Party. Because they were going to build a theme park on the Brecon Beacons was one of the things that they were campaigning on. Which, if you know anything about the Brecon, you would know that it would never get built. But it was quite funny to hear that. Yeah. So there you go, Yamuk. That's a rundown of British politics at the moment, when people are kind of cheering for Count Binface. They would, wouldn't they? It would have been one hell of a roller coaster from the top of Penavan, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm gonna have to put my light on because I can't see now what I'm doing. So there you go. So hopefully you'll be able to see. Okay, problem. I just mixed it on top of that red. I thought that red was completely dry, and it's not. So I'm getting a nice red streak through that blue. So let's try not to put my paint on top of that color. So yeah, it kind of says a lot about British politics at the moment. But yeah. Obviously, I have my political views. I think everyone has in some shape or form. But I generally keep them to myself. So, my channel's not really the place for political commentary, but Camp Binface may be the exception to that rule. He's a new character. Yeah, Binface's policies are far more achievable. I think that's what people are actually kind of drawn to, is the fact that he could actually do those things. It wouldn't actually take an awful lot. It's yeah. It's quite interesting how kind of a joke has become an actual actually stand a chance of getting in. Although apparently there's some rules about you're not allowed to make a mockery of the Commons, except House of jeez, oh my, House of Commons. So you would have to dress appropriately, it says, apparently, which is would be quite strange. Unfortunately, you might not be allowed to wear his count thing if he did get in to the House of Commons. But apparently, yeah, to run for MP, it costs £500. It's like, that's nothing really when you think, yeah, chances are you wouldn't win because you need to promote yourself, etc. But £500 to try and run to be in government or be a representative of your constituency, seems like a very low price to pay. Oh, did he? Okay. Al Murray's a smart man. But Uh, Healthcare. If someone went to A&E and it was neither an accident nor an emergency, they would be sent to a random hospital department to be practiced on. uh, that's the thing. That's quite funny, actually. I think the NHS could work a lot better if people had a bit more common sense. But unfortunately, common sense is a thing in very short supply these days. But yeah, what's politics like in Finland, Yamuk? Is it quite a stable thing, or is it fluctuating? Have you had this like far right movement moving through Finland, like it has through most of Europe? Well, not even just Europe, actually. Yeah, most of the world. Mm. Really need to get myself some new brushes. These that should that should be on my list of things my wife could have bought me. Actually, some of my cheap Amazon pack of 10 brushes. So I think I might have just about killed all mine. This one's point is kind of everywhere. Similar there. Yeah. It's funny how I don't know. I think cult of personality is really taken over, which is not good for politics, but there you go. It's a strange world at the moment. That's the thing, though. Like being 50 plus, I do remember. I do remember very unstable times in the past. I think that a lot of the youngsters don't really remember those sort of times when you know the, the world was very unstable. The Berlin Wall, the Cold War going on, etc. And I think for a lot of youngsters, this is a real sort of shock how it's unstable all of a sudden when it's very stable for a long time. But I think older people kind of remember when it was quite a scary place to be, and yeah, yeah. Okay, it's the same in Finland. Then yeah, it's very much that one. Is who shouts the loudest gets the most attention instead of it being you know you got good policies. I will give you my vote. It's blame game. I think a lot as well. There's an awful lot of media wanting to make the story as opposed to in the past it used to be media's just reporting on the story, which is it's not what journalism's meant to be. And I think that influences a lot of how people feel about things and vote about things, because they're not actually given the facts, they're just given whatever shit this newspaper or this media wants to tell you and keeps the rest of the story away from you. God, that's a dark, bleak look at the world, isn't it? There's an old saying: those who want to be in politics shouldn't be allowed to be in politics, and those who don't want to be in politics should have it thrust upon them. I think it was one of the old Greek philosophers who said that, if I remember right. Can't remember which one though. Cynical old men, yeah. Yeah, well that's another name for the channel, I think. Cynical old men. Okay. There's a lot of us around. Yeah. We've been through this shit before. We remember. I still though it's weird when things go wrong. Sub chat and Discord. There you go. When things go wrong, I kind of like look around for like the adult to deal with the problem. And it's like, oh shit, hang on, I'm 50 odd. Maybe that adult should be me. It's weird how you go from a carefree 20 something to a 50 in a heartbeat. It's just weird. When you get to my age, another weird thing that you do notice is like when you go to the hospital and all, for whatever reason, and all the doctors are younger than you. That's a weird. The first time that happens, you're like, oh crap, I'm getting old. So yeah, watch out for that, you youngsters. One day it will happen to you. You'll go to a hospital or a doctor's appointment, and the doctor will be younger than you are, and then you will realize that you are an old person like me. It's a weird one, that. It's like most of my daughter's teachers are all younger than me. It's so strange. Very odd. Yeah, World War was a bit further off. Yeah, yeah. A lot has happened in my lifetime, which is kind of weird. Things that youngsters barely know about these days, which is quite funny. There was a Falklands War. When did that happen? It's like, back in the day. It's yeah. But the shit that when you think about the shit that we've seen, like if you're of a certain age, you saw like the fall. Thank you. Saw the fall of the Berlin Wall. Saw the Challenger disaster. We saw the International Space Station like when it was new. It's kind of weird, Kind of. International Space Station sounds like it's kind of on its last legs. But yeah. Back when we could send at least one ship without it falling apart. Yeah. Could we though? Or was it just better blocking of the news? We just didn't hear about these ships that couldn't sail back in the day. Now we hear about every little mistake of everyone makes. But yeah, So I was completely off topic, but I shared something in Bill Bemby. Yeah, probably. Um, so as a YouTuber, hey, I'm a YouTuber. Uh, I'm an influencer. Don't get influenced by me. So they were showing me. I put this up in the Discord, but they were showing me like where I was getting my traffic sent from. So YouTube will show you like, oh, we show your video as a watch this next, to people. So people who had been watching fantasy, medieval, anti-anxiety music were being recommended to go and watch my video next. And it just kind of blew my mind that YouTube does not understand miniature painting that much, that they they think that there's some sort of correlation between relaxing, anti-anxiety medieval fantasy music and what I do. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, painting is a anti-anxiety thing and it's good for your mental health, but I don't know if I would be plugging my channel from someone who's been sitting there relaxing, listening to medieval anti-anxiety music for the last hour, and then all of a sudden I pop on. That just seems really weird. It's my soothing voice. Oh, well, thank you very much. And welcome back to Welsh Miniature Board Gamer. Don't make me get all Tom Jones on you. Yeah, well, it was a very strange thing. I very rarely look at my analyticals because, it does what it does. I'm not one for pushing the channel out. I could be going on to other people's bloody channels and pushing what I do, and I could be going on, various things trying to push my channel. That's not me. I don't worry. So I don't really worry about my analyticals, but it seems very strange for him to have suggested. And I would have been quite upset if I was a person who's listening to the anxiety stuff and then had me, shouting at them, telling them, to paint miniatures or whatever. Telling them how these orcs are really good at for the unnamed game. Okay, this is where my knackered brush is going to have troubles fitting in that gap. Not too bad, actually. So go on then, Danny. What were you saying about diffuser? What do I need to do? How do I get one of them? And what are your suggestions? Because I can kind of see what you're saying now. It does look very washed out. Then that could be my camera settings as well, couldn't it? I suppose. Hello, we got a few more viewers. Don't be shy. Say hello. Just a piece of opaque perspex. Different hues. Oh, wow. Okay. Could get a red one and look like I'm on Mars or something, is there? Actually, for a battle report, that might be quite cool. How I would balance it in front of the camera is a thing. I don't know, because like I use a webcam, so yeah, I'm not sure how I'd put it up in front of the webcam, in front of the light rather, because like I said, I use one of these circular lights. Oh, hang on. There you go. That's what I'm using. One of those things. Ooh. Which is good for my terrible eyesight, but you know, ooh, in frame. Yeah, I had really good eyesight until I was like mid 40s, and then all of a sudden, glasses. There's only for this sort of stuff, though. I still don't need them for driving, etc. It's just, you know, my eyes are very lazy and they don't want to focus on up close things. But thankfully, I haven't had to have. There was talk of me maybe having a bit of glaucoma starting, or optical hypertension or something. So it's the precursor to glaucoma. And one of the ways they were on about, oh, we can kind of treat this is we can use laser eye surgery. But I have such a bad phobia about anyone touching my eyes. Going to the opticians is kind of at my extreme. You're in shot. Well, try not to talk too loud for you, Goblin. It's all those rocking days. It is, Goblin. Probably screwed your ears up. Uh, okay, cut it to shape and then blue tack it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Would some sort of like opaque paper do the same job then, Danny? You know, like a tissue paper or something. Would that work? Me just being cheap here. I didn't say anything, Goblin. Yeah. Now, my hearing's all right. Sometimes too good. I wish my hearing wasn't so good. It would make it easier to be a dad. It will, but not very well. Okay, right, yeah. Um, I will have to take your advice on board, and maybe I'll splash out on some Persplex, or did I just say Persplex? Persplex. What the hell's Persplex? Perspex? Oh my god! This heat. Uh, Seem to know a lot about this sort of stuff, Danny. You ever thought about doing a YouTube channel? I love this color. I really like this color. Pale Blue by Vallejo. It's a really clean looking color, which I kind of like because, you know, these guys are kind of like that space starship crew type thing. I started one. Oh, okay. You started one. More from games. There you go. If anybody wants to check it out. But it ended up being the brand for my apps. Okay, yeah. Guess if you're working on apps and all, you don't have an awful lot of time to be doing YouTubery. Goblin uses is a YouTuber. I'm sure you all know that, but if you don't, go and check out Goblins and Aliens. Paint some really nice stuff. There's much more into the production side of stuff. You know, he makes things look nice when he's recording. Does B-roll. There's all that stuff which I don't. But it does look nice. It looks nice where he does it. Trying to think. Yeah, I've been struggling to find anything. Yeah, you're welcome, Goblin. You're not such a bad one. Been struggling to find anything to watch new lately, and been going. Oh, hang on, let me show you that one before we move on to the next one. I'm going to turn the light off just to hopefully show you a bit better. Okay, now it is dark. There you go. It's looking quite nice. Got my brush in my mouth so I couldn't talk there. It's looking quite nice. Quite like that. But yeah, been struggling to find a new program to watch, and I just started watching the second series of something called The Responder, starring Martin Freeman from The Hobbit and Sherlock Holmes, etc. Quite good. He puts on this Scouse accent, which actually is pretty good at. I think. Not that I've had a lot of. You know, I'm not a person who mixes with the Scousers much, but it seems to me like a pretty good accent. It's a good, very gritty police-like drama. So there you go. That's a recommendation. I'm enjoying that. The second season. Still watching The Rookie. Enjoying that. Nathan Fillion, of course. Very, very contrasting to The Responder because it's kind of more American, so it's much more. How do I put it? So British dramas are something you could look out your window at and see in the real world. Well, I think American dramas are what Americans would want to see outside their window, not what they actually see outside their window. While I think British dramas are much more, you know, grounded in reality and how, you know, gritty things can be. Thank you, Yamuk. How is your good wife, Yamuk? Is she doing okay? I have to ask after Yamuk's wife, because she's a fan of my nation. So yeah, she's okay. Wow, she's okay. I'm sure you're really amazing, Yamuk's wife. Don't listen to him. You're not just okay. My wife and I really enjoyed Time with Sean Bean in it. Okay, don't even know that one. Is that a series or a film? I misread that when they showed her books about Wales. that threw me because I only looked up briefly there, Yamuka. Misread that one. um, two see. Okay, I do quite like Sean Bean. Much to Crafty's annoyance, I've never seen Sharp, and he's very annoyed about it. Breeders series. Okay. I don't think I've heard of Breeders. Yeah, he's a talented actor. I don't hear. I think he's quite an awkward guy to get on with, from what I've heard. But try not to read up on people's what they're like in real life, because it puts me off them as an actor, and I struggles then to watch them in programs. So I try to avoid reading about them in real life. But I think I have read some things that he's not the easiest of guys to get on with. But yeah, there's a story about him in it. He almost had to pass up on his Hobbit role because he was signed up for the next season of Sherlock Holmes, but luckily for some reason the Sherlock Holmes filming had to get knocked back, so he could actually film The Hobbit. That would have been quite heartbreaking, I would have thought, if he'd missed out on the role of Bilbo. Didn't think much of the Hobbit movies, but there was still Lord of the Rings movies, so I would have thought it would be quite heartbroken if you couldn't be in one. Books on Wales are not as good as visits. That is true. Get yourself to Wales, Yamuk. Yamuk's wife has been to Wales, I believe. Have you been to Wales, Yamuk? I know you said your wife had. Yeah, there's Sean Bean like Lord of the Rings when he nicks his finger on the sword shard and says, "Still sharp." Yeah, it's like, maybe you shouldn't have run your finger along a blade. That's probably not the smartest thing to do in the world. You haven't yet been. Well, one day, Yamook. One day. If you like countryside and you like quiet places, Wales is a good place to visit. Wife wants to take me to. Wife wants. Yeah. Well, you have to do what your wife says, Yamook, you know. You're a smart man. You must know that by now. I know I'm biased, you know. My country has faults. I will say that, but I think we're pretty friendly bunch. You know, we're pretty chill as long as you know. There's places where maybe that isn't so much the case in Wales, but the majority of Wales is a pretty chill place. We don't have the tensions that a lot of the UK has. Which is nice. Good for me. Quiet is good for me. I can live without drama. Yeah, I've been married for quite some time now. I know how this works. Yeah, life is very slow in Wales. That is true, and you know you have to kind of. I've lived here all my life, so I don't really see it as slow. But like one of my neighbors is from London, and because she's from London, it took her years to get used to the pace in Wales, being much more sedate. You know, oh, there'll be a bus, you know, to take you to that place. You just have to wait like an hour and a half or whatever. You know, it's got its negatives in that way. If you're used to a big, you know, bustling place, you will find Wales pretty much everywhere slower than you know London, etc. Big cities. Even our big cities are not that big. Our nation is kind of small. Merthyr Tydfil avoid. Yeah, Merthyr Tydfil is an interesting place. Um, one of my uncles moved to Merthyr and made a life for himself there with his wife that he met there. But it is kind of place where kind of place where if someone steals your tire, you don't worry too much about it. You just steal it from the car next to you. It's one of those sort of places, you know. No hurry, no hurry. It's got a bad rep. Okay. Well, it's. I will admit it's been a while since I've been to Merthyr, so you know, no hurry, no worry. That's a pretty good actual description of Wales. One of the Welsh sort of sayings which annoys my neighbour no end because she's English, you know. It's we'll be there in a minute. Now in a minute. Be there now in a minute. Because I suppose grammatically it doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense to a Welsh person. We'll be there now in a minute. You're either there now or you're there in a minute. But to a Welsh person, you know that means, you know, you'll be there as soon as you can. You know, you're not going to rush, but you'll be there, you know, soon. which annoys annoys her quite a bit, which is quite amusing. Got quite a few Welshisms which I think people outside of Wales would struggle with. So if you want a comedy set in Wales, Yamook, I don't know if you can get hold of Gavin and Stacey. That's kind of about an English girl and sorry, a Welsh girl and an English guy, and kind of the culture clash between the two. Yeah, it's kind of top of my list now in a minute, but I'm not going to be there. It's not. It's not immediate. It's kind of like, yeah, next thing to do. Twin Towns. We're trying to sell Wales to Yamook here. Do we really want to be pointing him towards Twin Towns? Just say it. maybe not the first impression that he wants to get of Wales is watching Twin Town. Just saying. Okay, yeah, an Englishman that went up a hill and came down a mountain. If you like Hugh Grant, yes, that's a good film, and it kind of brings the Welsh mindset too. That film does. So if you haven't seen that, that's a suggestion for you, Yamook. Trouble is the main like Welsh star in it is played by an Irishman, Colm Meaney, which is a bit weird because, you know, why was he played by a Irishman? Couldn't you find any Welsh people? Considering the film is full of Welsh people, it was quite strange, I always thought. Look, it sets a realistic expectation. Welsh do not lie. We bend the truth with stories, but never outright lie. Pride. I don't think I've seen Pride. What's Pride, Goblin? You know, to be honest, like everywhere, it's got good places and bad places, but I think Wales is more good. We have got more good places than bad. You know, and the people are generally very friendly, very, you know, relatable. I think they're quite happy help you. The guy from Star Trek, I think he was meant to be Irish. No, he's meant to be Welsh. He was putting on a Welsh accent, Goblin. He was putting on a Welsh accent. He was meant to be a Welsh guy, but his Welsh accent wasn't great. Yeah. Yeah, but he was putting on a Welsh accent in that film. I'm sure he was. From what I remember, Colm Meaney was pretending to be a Welshman. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that film, Goblin. I will check it out. We do need to rewatch a Goblin. Yeah, I definitely think we do. Yeah, we have to add a film club category to the. We all have to go away and watch films about Wales, but they can only be about Wales or miniatures, you know. We'll have Welsh actors in them. There you go. We'll have Anthony Hopkins and Richard Burton and what have you. And a bunch of these youngsters that are coming up that are from Wales. Luke Evans, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thing is, with most things that have Welsh people in it, they usually they play us to certain stereotypes, so we often are made to look particularly stupid in these programs, which is unfortunate. You're kidding? Luke Evans was a couple of years under me. Wow. There you go. Al Goblin knows film stars. Okay, that's a name drop. That was the name drop. Bloody hell. See, me coming from Bracken originally, I can't really name drop anyone. No one famous ever comes from Bracken. You know. You know, if you're Welsh, so a few villages down from me, Max Boyce lives. So if you're Welsh, you might know Max Boyce. Right, so yeah, that's North Wales, but yeah, you know, it's okay. She can't be perfect, you know. I live down in South Wales, so you know, she can't be perfect. It was in Balgoed. Oh, okay. Sorry for the delay for message from Goblins. Oh, right. Would you be okay with me putting a link to my site here? No problem at all. No problem at all. Yeah. Max Boyce lives in a village called Gleneath, which is in the Neath Valley. So it's not that far from me. No, that was good that you asked, Danny. But yeah, no problem. No. Oh well. My dog's belly does not like this heat at all, and she's reminding me that she has a bad belly. Whoa. She's been a little bit of a mochin. There you go, a bit of Welsh. Bit of a mochin. Even on my wet palette, this paint is starting to dry out. See if I can revive it with a bit of paint, a bit of water, a bit of paint. That was one thing I was thinking about doing on the Discord, was putting up a thing that you can plug your own, you know, channels or projects that you're doing, like yourself, Danny. I was thinking maybe doing a separate channel for it, like, you know, a separate chat page, where you want to call them in. thing, just so, say like Goblin, you put up a video. If you put up a video, Goblin, and you wanted to advertise it type thing, you could just go onto the Discord, go to this particular page or chat, whatever they call them, and you could like push your channel on there as long as you weren't aggressive about it, something like that. I was thinking that might be a pretty good channel to add to the Discord. Denise, is you're part of the woods. Yeah, I think, Danny, I think we might not be actually that far away from one another from some of the things that you've said in the past and what have you. I think we might be neighbors. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm such a hermit. I could literally be someone's neighbor and they wouldn't know anything about me, which is kind of weird. Yeah, but try and keep my private life private because you never know. Everybody in Wales knows everybody else in Wales. Yeah, unless you're me, and then you either don't know me or I don't know you because I don't go out. I'm a true hermit. Lock myself away. The world's a scary place. Better off inside. Never guessed that in my youth I was a bit of a world traveller. I'm so settled now that I'm growing roots. How is the move going, Goblin? A social hermit, yeah. Are you settled now? Self-imposed hermit, I know how crazy things get out there. I'll stay in my little cubby hole. It's like that's the thing. Traveling around the world at the moment to a lot of countries, I think it's maybe not the time to be doing a lot of it because there'd be lots of crazies around at the moment. Yeah, it's fantastic. You might not want to move back into your actual home. Yeah. Unfortunately, you might have to in the end, Crafty, but Crafty, Goblin. Enjoy it while you're there. So, Goblin's been moved into a very fancy looking house. And while there's been some repairs on his old house, or a very fancy flat, flat. It's like bloody hell. Very fancy looking. Done well for yourself, haven't you? There, Goblin. He was once just a Welsh lad like myself, but now he's, the dizzying heights of, penthouse apartments. One has landed on his feet. Yes, I'm sure one has. very spiffing. Probably not the way to talk around around the nation that you are currently in. And do you consider yourself Scottish now, Goblin? I kind of get the idea that maybe you do. Been there long enough to consider yourself as much Scottish as Welsh. It's ground floor. Aye. The middle country. Yeah. that big blob in the middle. I'm not sure what that one is. You're very much a Glaswegian. That's cool. Glad you found a place where you feel at home. I think that's a big thing. Finding the place where you feel like you belong is an important thing in life. I never felt at home in Bracken, where I used to live, where I was born and bred. But since moving, much more, much happier where I'm currently living. Though, Yamuk, if you ever do visit South Wales, Bracken might be a place to visit. It's one of the places where the Americans visit, and always, when I was living there, always used to call it quaint. So that's the kind of place it is. Kind of annoying for anyone who lives there, but yeah. Yeah, 100%. Goblin. So, like I was saying, I didn't feel like I fitted in Bracken. It was too stuffy for me, too stifling. But where I'm currently living is much more my speed. My daughter's trying not to make any noise, and she's stalking around like some sort of cartoon character. You can make noise, don't worry. Go then, say hello.
I can't. My voice.
She's lost her voice because of the pollen we have at the moment. She's lost her voice, so she's like, "Oh no!"
Stop me. I can't speak.
She's only 14, but she sounds like an old woman at the moment.
That's not funny. I can't even.
Goblin says Shemai.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not that old that my daughter is sounds like an 80-year-old woman.
Goodbye. Goodbye. I can't speak.
Danny, his wife and him didn't like living in Cardiff, spent a year there and did not get to know anyone, even after trying route to the valleys and know most of the street. Yeah, that's the same with cities everywhere, isn't it? I don't think that's just a Cardiff thing. I think that's a city thing. my daughter's got a much stronger accent than I have, much more valley-ish than mine is. So I would say because I come from Bracken again, my Welsh accent you know, you can tell I'm Welsh, but it's much more English Welsh than, you know, proper Valleys Welsh. My daughter's got a proper Valleys Welsh accent because she's been in, you know, our area her whole life. I don't need cute. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. That's the thing about Britain as a whole. We got so many accents. It's you could go from one region to another, and it can only be like a couple of miles, and you've changed accents completely. My father currently lives in Newport, and that's just a completely different world to the Neath Valley area. It's quite strange. But again, you know, I think that's it happens a lot in Europe. I think, you know, you don't travel very far and accents will change very quickly. Um, it probably happens in America. Maybe it's a bit more subtle, maybe the change because the land is so big. I think it seems to be that you have to travel further and further to get sort of, you know, accents that are completely different. Bloody hell, is your dad in that job? Well, now you come to mention it, Goblin. Yeah, yeah. So, if you've spent a lot of time in Newport, I will say he lives in Langston. So it is Newport, but maybe not the not. Well, how do I put this diplomatically? Not the rough parts of Newport. It's a bit more upmarket area. My your father may well be an English toff. No, not the rough bit. Yeah, Langston is a bit more. A lot of like the doctors and all live in Langston. My sister did quite well for herself, so he's living with my sister. And he had the option to come and live with us, but strangely enough, he picked the the 5 bedroom house and not the not the 3 bedroom, you know, terraced house. But he would have been away from Newport, so you know there is that. He could have had village or town life as opposed to you know, the life in Newport. Okay. Yeah, well, you know. Fine then, go and live in the posh house. I think someone would have to pay me to go and live in Newport, though. It'd have to be quite a large sum of money. But it's weird because my father was uh, very Welsh upbringing. You know, fluent Welsh speaker. All of his family. Notice I said his family. They're actually my family as well. Are very Welsh speaking. All have very Welsh names. So we have like people like Heilwen. We've got Dai. Of course, we've got a Dai. There you go. My dad's name is Gwynfor. Uh, you know, we've got a lot of very Welsh side of the family. That my dad's side, my mum's side, not so much, but they are Welsh, but not quite so deep grained Welsh, if you put it that way. So I'm trying to think, where else do you have a Frodo? Do we have a Frodo in the family? No, we don't have a Frodo in the family. Or do we? Maybe that's my real name, and I just didn't want to put that out there, Goblin, you know? When I visited Crafty, that was the trip into Mordor. It's just, you know, it just didn't quite translate the same. Yeah, it's yeah. I'm trying to think of anywhere else where Yamuk should visit when he comes to Wales. I feel like coastal places, maybe Tenby. Tenby would be quite nice place to visit. Down in Pembrokeshire. There you go. Yeah. Brecon for the Brecon Beacons. Nice scenery. No, maybe avoid Newport. Yeah, maybe there's not much in Newport that you're gonna want to go and visit. Tenby, Swansea. Swansea's got a bad rep. I don't mind Swansea. Swansea's okay. You know, it's a city. Caerphilly, got a lovely castle there, Goblin. Pretty shitty setting. You're a poet, Danny. What was that place in prison? Not quite sure what you mean, Yamuk. Anyone else? Oh, there you are. Port Miriam. There you go. Maybe. So, okay, we got a lot of people. Oh, right. Yeah. I get what you mean now. Yeah, yes. Yeah, okay. Lost me a little bit there. But yeah, I got the prisoner. Yeah. Caerphilly Castle. That's a castle to go and see. It's an impressive castle. I was going to say, would you recommend Cardiff? But maybe not. Cardiff's okay. It's a nice enough city. If I wouldn't stay in Cardiff, but maybe to go and visit, do a bit of shopping. There's a good gaming store there, Firestorm Games. That's where I buy most of my miniatures from. No, I don't think they do, Danny. I think last time I was there, they haven't got that anymore. Okay, Caerphilly Castle is the second largest fort castle in Europe. Yeah, Cardiff is a good place for food and drink, etc. Yes. I say Firestorm Games. If you want a good gaming store, Firestorm Games in Cardiff is good. It's on the outskirts of Cardiff, so yeah, don't even have to go in completely. We may be a little bit biased here. So we got Goblin, who used to live in South Wales. We got Danny, who lives in South Wales, and myself, who lives in South Wales. So we may have a slight bias towards South Wales here. So yeah, there's probably nice stuff in North Wales too, but that I think to most Welsh people, that's too close to the English. So we try and stay in South Wales. It's going to piss off a lot of North Walians. There we are. Danny's summing it up. No bias here. North Wales is just grass and rich people's second homes. Don't bother with North Wales. So North Wales has got a bit of a. Would it be fair to say North Wales has got a chip on its shoulder? I think it would be. Yeah, I don't think they like that all of the sort of all the good stuff is in the south. North Wales is where all the English go on holiday and all, and that means to most of my countrymen that it's kind of a sellout. Even though there's like a big thing, Welsh speaking community up in North Wales, and like my brother at one point was thinking about going to university up in North Wales, but there was very anti sort of if you didn't speak Welsh, you weren't true Welsh, which is a weird thing to say. South Wales is the best bit. Well, yeah. I'm sure you've got this in Finland. You know, there's parts of it that you think you're proud that you were of this part of your country, whatever part you're from. You know, so it's there we go. Danny is speaking Welsh, which I'm not very good at translating. So, as I said, I grew up not speaking Welsh, so it's lots of Scots go there. If you think about driving all the way down, you are going to nip in and call it down. Yeah, just sort of dip your toe into Wales. Okay, I've been there, and oh god, yeah. See, that's how dark it is. Well, my light now. The sun is finally going down. There you go. Everybody's speaking Welsh now. There you go, you mook. You have to get your wife to look at the screen now so she can translate for you. She can translate for me too, because I don't understand any of that. Biffy. You're from proper Finland. See? Yeah, yes. Does the other part of Finland think it's the proper part too? It's funny how, you know, when you're talking to people, they always come from the proper part of the country, and you know, it's never, oh yeah, I come from the wrong part of the country. We went to see a Finnish comedian. Okay. Do you remember their name? Maybe, you know, maybe your mook knows this person. That's what we get a lot too, is, you know, are you from Wales? Do you know this person? It's like, we got a fair-sized population. Glasgow is the proper part of Scotland. Yeah, I'm sure. From Tavast, Savo, Lapland. Okay, sorry, I'm butchering these places' names. Bothnia. Bothnia? I'm probably pronouncing that one wrong. Oh, that's his name. Ismo. Is that? Okay. I don't know in person. I'm very disappointed, you mook. Come on, every Finnish person knows each other, surely. You know, your population of your country isn't that big. Come on, you should know him. Yeah. He had a whole section in his stand-up comedy figure all about you, Yamuk. Hmm. Oh dear. All right. Okay. You got a few people in Finland then. Is that the? Oh, out of curiosity now. Okay, so okay, so Wales has got 3.3 million people. So yeah, we're nearly half the size of Finland in population. That's yeah, that sounds about right. It comes as like when Welsh people in Britain can almost classify themselves as a minority because there's so few of us, and yet it's weird to think that. Very strange. Yeah, come on, you mook. Why don't you know him? We've just been hearing about how Goblin went to school with, a Hollywood actor. Come on. Okay. Proper Finland. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's the area, the Neath Valley area is very well known for its mining communities. So there's a thing that so the Welsh communities produced all the high burning uh, anthracite that the British Empire used to power the Industrial Revolution. And it said that if it wasn't for the coal from the Welsh valleys, the Industrial Revolution would never have happened in Britain. So that's our kind of claim to fame. So there are other mines, coal mines in Britain, but they were like up in Yorkshire, etc. And they were of a lower quality coal. So that was used more for domestic use, like, housing, etc. Oh, that's cool, Danny. Yeah. We take proper Finland as a twin city. We were subject. Yeah, look, I'm not one of these people who bash on the English. I'm not. I'm really not. It's quite a popular thing amongst Welsh people to do, and I, I, I get on quite well with English people, but we were subjugated. There is no other way of putting it. Children were not allowed to speak their language. We weren't allowed to speak Welsh in school. Where before my day, admitted. This was taught. My father's day, though, he wasn't allowed to speak Welsh in school. So it wasn't that long ago. Like my father's 80 now. So, and before that, it was even worse. Teachers and all would force children to speak English and could have severe, like, corporal punishment, slapped with canes, etc. So, that's why there's a lot of ill feeling, I think, towards English in Wales as well, is because, like a lot of other nations, say, like the Americans with the Native Americans, they tried to breed out their language, etc. It was very much the same in Wales. They came into our land and then tried to breed out Welsh, and to this day, it's still, is a problem because, like, I don't speak my own language, which is, quite a shame for me. I do. I feel quite shameful about that, you know? My father was a miner involved in the miners' strike. So, oh, okay. So I'm very much a full on TAF. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, there was a whole, like I said, I don't like it sort of driving that sort of division between the countries, etc. And I think Britain is a beautiful place as a united kingdom. I do think the United Kingdom is a beautiful idea and a beautiful thing, but there is some hard feeling, and I think it's hard not to have hard feelings when you've seen your nation not treated well by by the other nation that's in control. I will say though that a lot of English feel the same way about different areas of England. So let's say the Midlands, north of England, they separate themselves from what they see as the Southerners, e.g., London. That is kind of how it is. Sammy feel the same against the Finnish, right? Okay, yeah. So Sami, am I pronouncing that right? Are they like the more indigenous people of the area, or yeah? Also, no one should feel ashamed. It's nice to speak the native language. Yeah, I would, like I said, it's always been a bit of a shameful thing that I can't speak it, but I'm terrible with languages, awful with languages. I, I've got a bit of dyslexia, so I have troubles with languages full stop. So your wife's from England, Danny. Oh, poor man. I'm sorry, yes, Danny. The people of Lapland. Okay, right, yeah. Yeah, 100% Goblin. I think that you said that well. Its history shouldn't be forgotten, but collectively we should all move forward, looking positively on the future. Yeah, 100%. I think that's a good way of putting it. Is we shouldn't try and I don't know. We should learn from the past, but come on, let's move on now. It's and I I have friends who are English. I have friends who are Welsh. I have friends who are apparently Scottish now, Goblin. And I think generally speaking, we're all pretty much the same people. Yeah, we we all have the same worries, the same concerns. You know. So when I become, this is my political speech now. So when I become politician, you guys can back me up. I don't know though. Can you become become a politician without actually going out of your house? And do you have to speak to people? Darn it! I might have found a downfall in my plan. Yes, very true, Goblin. Yeah. Count Welsh miniature. Yeah, I'll go around with a big stuffed dragon on my head or something, and I'll become the novelty politician for Wales. Oh, we've had a whole discussion about bin face goblin. I gave you Mook the rundown on bin face and British politics on sort of how bin face has actually become the leader we need. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Full on legend. Uh. Well, yes, every hero needs his arch nemesis. Wow. Okay. I think maybe I should call it a night before we get into trouble. Uh, Everybody's a villain in someone else's story. That is true. I have a lot of villains. Thunder and lightning. Oh, Yamuk, can you send it over this way, please? We could do with some lightning and thunder just to break up this heat wave. It's going to be like cooling by a degree each day as the week goes on, but it's like, oh my god, that means it's going to be like 12 days before it's actually cool enough for me to feel like I want to leave the house. It's crazy. Yeah, well, you are the villain, Danny. You're a full-on Bond villain. There you go. You're a villain with class. uh, I feel sorry for me too, Yamuk. It's just, oh my god. We've had literal, I think now, has it been a week of tropical heat at night? So it's over 20 degrees. And like our bedroom is boiling hot anyway. So it's like over 24, 25 degrees in our bedroom. So it's like, I can't breathe. Yeah. Yeah. I think you need to go and get it, Danny. There's a comedy song that you guys should listen to, but there's a lot of swearing in it, so don't listen to it around your delicate other halves. I will let's see if I can copy. Whoop, don't play it. Nope. I was trying to send you put a link up to the song because it pretty much sums up how I'm feeling at the moment. Let me try and okay. I can't talk and type, so that's why I'm going quiet. And okay, go and check that out on YouTube. So the artist is called Halls C, sticky as F. Yeah, and it's hard to talk with your tongue hanging out while you're typing. Yeah, check that out. but like I said, not with any delicate other half that may be offended by bad language, etc. Because, yeah. Hey, I'm a bloke. I don't do two things at the same time. It comes unnatural. Yeah. So my next video on Monday should be these guys, the little demon people. Should be the review of that, and then probably start sort of thinking into a bunch of the stuff that I've received for my birthday. So we'll get to see what those are. Right. No complaints now if anybody sings that song. Plays that song. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, I just saw your post here, Goblin. Oh, I'm on the big TV. Damn. I feel honored, Goblin. It's the first time I've ever been on the big TV. Wow. Okay. I will leave it at that. I hope you all have a good week. If you're in Britain, try not to melt. If you're in Finland, try not to get hit by lightning. Yeah, I think that's. I should be on big TV. That is true. Yeah. There's only one place for my mug, and that's on the big TV. Yeah, same here, Danny. You know, look after yourselves. Keep safe. Keep cool. Well, we're all naturally cool, but you know, keep hydrated. Yeah, it was a good night. Thanks all. Thanks for coming out and spending your free time with me. It's always appreciated. So until next time, you've been watching Welsh Miniature Ball Gamer. Goodbye.